Good morning everyone.
I don't know what day this is, to be honest. Sorry if it comes really shaky, it's got too hot.
I'm going to be showing my face for too long because I have some things to show you. Over the past few days, 3 different events have gone off and some of them are good, some of them are bad. Overall I'm not really happy with the events because I basically didn't gain anything, I just lost stuff, which was not the aim at all, but it's fine. I'm not going to ramble for too long because I literally have like 10 minutes of storage to get this done with. So basically there's 3 topics that I'm going to show you in today's video. I'm just going to tell you them now, so if you're not interested then you don't have to watch the video, or you can just skip to certain parts or whatever. But the first one is I did some DIY to one of the cages and basically converted 2 cages into one. Now the reason for this was because I wanted to, if you didn't already know, I have 9 guinea pigs. I have 3 different trios of 3, so 3 in each group, and I wanted to I have a spare hutch in my ferret shed that isn't in use, and I wanted to get that out and have one of the trios living in there because it's currently I have so we built a ramp and a platform and all that stuff. I'm going to show you that now. Then once this had been built, it wasn't a tutorial or anything, I was just kind of filming bits and bobs that was going on. So we built that, and then my parents were basically like, you should just bond a herd and put them in that. I didn't really want to do this because that means that there was still going to be 6 guinea pigs living in that one cage, and I didn't want that. Also I had plans to bond a herd before, but I wanted to wait until I only had 5 instead of 6. That was just because one of my guinea pigs, Daisy, she is 4 years old and a bit, and the others are all like 2 years or younger, possibly older because they are rescues. But yeah, she was quite a big like age gap compared to the rest, and I wanted to just wait until she passed away. No, she's fine and she can actually get up the ramp really well, but that's my next problem. So yeah, I ended up bonding the guinea pigs. I have got some footage of that. This one's like
Okay.
Thank you. Made it! Come on, your turn, Moo. Come on. Chinese. Cheers. Pigs, 5 girls and 1 neutered boar, and in the video you'll see him chasing some of the girls around. He's the white and tan one. He's a very laid back guinea pig though, apart from me just get a little bit excited sometimes, but that's obviously expected. He's a boy there, or all girls, especially when he's just been introduced to 3 new ones. It's going to be exciting, but he was actually a very good boy. There wasn't very much chasing at all. As you can see, everyone was just really chill. Okay, so I just edited, I'm just editing now, and I've edited the bonding video. You'll see that it wasn't as chill as I made out that it was, or I'm saying it's really chill, and it actually was, but obviously I just cropped out all the things where they was just laid down for the majority of the time, because that bit's just boring, and I just left in the more interesting parts, if that makes sense. And I know I'm gonna get some hate for the way that I bonded them, but I'm gonna pop some disclaimers on the screen right now because it would take too long to talk about them. Actually, there was 2 issues. There was Junie chasing the girls around, which wasn't a problem at all, to be honest. That's normal. And then Betty did, Betty one of the guinea pigs lunge at one of the other girls at one point, but after that she was perfectly fine. And I just remembered that my camera is cracked and there's going to be a glow, but I don't really care at this point. Let's just pretend that it's a nice sun rays hitting me, causing the glow. I don't know what I was thinking, but you could really tell that it wasn't just a glow. So that's the 2 new things that happened. I bonded the trio and I upgraded the cage. It wasn't really an upgrade, it was just a DIY, but I'm still kind of mad about that. But still can't use the ramp on their own. They can go up it if you put them at the bottom of it. Some of them will go up it, some of them will just sit on it though. This brings me on to my 3rd and final trio though that I haven't spoken about yet, and you might have seen a lot of videos about them recently because I did get my 9th guinea pig, a little boy, and he did be bonded with my 2 existing pair, not a group. So just off from that video, if you watched it, the bonding process was okay. I got that in the end. It was 2 days, and during that time, as you would have seen, there was no real issues. It was just a bit too much, if you know what I mean. I can't really describe it, but I didn't feel safe leaving them in a cage overnight together, which is why I just separated for that day. But the next day they was fine, and they lived together happily ever since. Now, with them being 3 boys, there was obviously going to be a few scraps every now and then, as you can get with some guinea pigs anyway. Not gonna lie to you guys, there was a few times where they had a little graze on them and stuff. Obviously I didn't really see how that happened because I wasn't watching them 24/7, but it could have either been from scratching it on the cage, or it could have been from them fighting. I'm guessing it was from scraps that they had, but they are boys, they're gonna scrap. And genuinely there was friends and it was okay, up until it came to the other day when I moved them into a new cage. So obviously they couldn't live in a double-decker cage anymore on the bottom level like they used to, and because I had 3 cages, a top double-decker, a bottom double-decker, and then a separate cage, which one of the herds groups of that now in herd were living. So the herd lived in the double-decker cage now. Sorry about the birds. And then that means I had a spare cage and no cage for the boys. So the boys moved it into the old trio's cage. I don't know if you really know what I'm on about. It's the green one though, a long green one. So I just kind of want to get on with it really, and that's not really an excuse for not doing it properly or whatever. But as I was saying, these guys were already bonded. It wasn't like I was bonding them again. Even though I did have concerns that they weren't going to get along as well in a new environment, but I did not expect it to go as badly as it did. So basically I put the trio of boys in the new cage, which had previously had another boy and 2 girls living at the neuter boy, you know, and 2 of the girls that were now in the herd. So obviously it had their scent on its stuff. But I put them in the cage. Everything was like okay for like a while until Angus and Gus had like a scrap. I didn't actually see the scrap though. I don't really know what happened because I didn't see it. I don't know, I just wasn't watching at that specific time. And then I noticed that there was blood on the cage. So I was like, oh, what has happened here? And then I noticed it was Angus, so I got him out the cage and his foot had been bit or scratched or something. I'm guessing his foot had just been bit or something. I don't really, as I said, I didn't see, but I'm guessing Gus bit his foot, which I don't really know how. I took him out the cage and cleaned that. I did take a video because whilst I was waiting for my dad to bring me some water and cloth, because I couldn't take him inside and do that because obviously I have my dogs inside and that wouldn't have been a good idea. So I just sat there waiting 2 minutes for him to do that, and whilst doing that, that's when I pulled my camera out and just thought I'd take a quick video. When I took a video, don't think that I wasn't helping him immediately. I was like doing it as fast as I could. Obviously I was like waiting on someone else to bring me the stuff, and it literally took like 2 minutes anyway. But I cleaned it up as best as I could. Obviously his foot was white and blood is obviously red, so I couldn't really clean it like 100% because it was like stained and stuff. But I put him back in the cage because there wasn't really anything else I could do. And I also just thought, well, let's just try them again. It was probably just one quick scrap. As I said, they probably had had scraps in the past, so I was like just put him back in, and it was fine for a little while again until they had another scrap. This time I saw it, they flew in the air like wrestling around as guinea pigs do. It was Gus that got hurt, the black and tan guinea pig. Now I didn't really get any of this on film because at this point I was like very tired. It's like 10 o'clock at night. So as I was saying, these two got into a fight, which I saw, and as soon as that happened I was like, right, no, this is too much now. I can't have them like fighting to like scent, and especially because I said it was night time, I was not leaving them like that. Okay, so in the video I keep saying it's like night time when I was bonding them and stuff, and it actually was, but in England in summer it doesn't get dark till like really late, so I was actually doing it from like 9:30 to 10:30, all this bonding stuff. So when I was saying it was the evening, it actually was. I wasn't just doing it in the middle of the day or anything. I went to get Gus out the cage because I thought that, well, he was the one that had like been involved in the cause of like injuring Angus, or so I think anyway. So I took Gus out, and well, before I even got him out, he was being very, very strange. Now I didn't know that he was injured at this point, but I also did because he was being very weird. He was stood there frozen and his head was like tilting, and I was like, oh no, what the hell has happened here? I couldn't see anything at this point because he was parallel to the back of the cage and the injuries were all on the other side, so I couldn't like see just from looking. So something was wrong. He was tilting his head around, like bobbing it around. So I stuck my head right into the cage and tried to have like a U-turn look on his face where I assumed it was happening, and for some reason at first I thought his eye had been poked out, because when I looked, it looked like he had a white eyeball, and I was like, oh, his eye's being stabbed. I was crying at this point. Obviously he was being very weird and I didn't know why. So I was like, no, his eye's being stabbed, I need to get him out, and quick. So I got him out, crying, and then I carried him away. As soon as I had a good look at him, I felt a bit stupid because his eye was literally perfectly fine, and I was just like, oh, his eye's fine. But then his mouth had some blood in it. And basically what he did is, I still don't really know what he did, to be honest. I think he just cut his mouth or bit his tongue or something, I don't know. I really don't know what actually happened. All I know is that he had blood in his mouth and a little bit coming out his mouth, and his lip was like drooped, and he still has a droopy lip. I'm guessing it's just swollen still. If I can show you later, then I'll show you. But he had like a droopy lip. So I put him in the cage, the other cage, overnight, and left the two together for a little bit. Even though it was late, when I was putting Gus in the shed, my ferret woke up and she wanted to come out. So I went and got her out for like 20-30 minutes, and once I came back out, my dad was there watching them, and he was like, I'm not leaving Angus and Gus together, we can't leave them together. It wasn't worth risking anything, so we put a cage divider in and separated those two. There was on 1.5 each, so they could still see each other and stuff, but they weren't going to be able to hurt each other. And then I went to bed. I'm going to cut out the whole bonding process from that point onwards because it's still not complete. It's going much slower this time, and it's just going to take me a long time to explain everything, but I'm just going to go show you what the current situation is pretty much. This bottom half of the cage is where Gus spent the night, and then also a few days later, well, like the next night or something, this is where Bear stayed. Both on their own now, like on 2 separate nights. Okay, so I'm just editing. I need to add this in, otherwise it won't make sense. So on the night of the injuries, Gus, the black and tan guinea pig with the hurt lip, went into the completely separate cage for the night, and then Angus and Bear went in the split cage for the night. Then the next day, Bear ended up going in that hutch completely on his own, because throughout that day we had managed to bond Angus and Gus together again, and they got on perfectly fine without Bear in the run. And then in the evening they went in the cage together, but then for the night time they went in the split cage next to each other. So that meant that Bear had to go in that double-decker hutch in the shed, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So we've got a ramp that's connected to the door which leads up to this level, and this is like a hiding box. We cut this sort of panel out and then put another wood on top, so it was like a platform and a little hide, and I think they really like that. Then there's like another ramp, it's got little things and you saw that. That just leads up to the top, and then nothing's changed with the top. Hello boys! Oh boy. So I'm just going to show you the current situation. As I said, I could not be bothered to explain everything that's happened. My mum just fed them for me as well, what a gem. So yeah, there's the divider. I've had this divider a long time. Sorry about any background noise. Now in this side we've got Angus and Gus. As you can see on Angus's foot there, is still a bit sore. Yeah. You can sort of see his lips a bit. Hello baby. But these two have lived together for like 2 days. This is about the second day and second night now. They've been together 2 nights already. I've now got Angus and Gus. They're both bonded together to a good level. I know that I said that they hurt each other twice, which they did, but I think that was just because there was a new cage, new setup, bigger area and all that sort of stuff. But we put them in the run again like 2 days ago or whatever together, just these two though, because these two are like the ones that we really wanted to get back together. Oh, that was so cute, because we was thinking of getting Bear here neuter when he was old enough. I'm happy with how they're going now. Obviously it was just like a first initial shock of being in a new cage that smelt different, but they're very chill now. I bet I'm saying this and Angus is going to like pounce on them or something. In this side the cage we've got Bear. He's living on his own for now, but you can still see the boys. He hates being on his own, so this is better for him. We are going to plan on introducing them all together again. Hopefully they're all going to get along this time. I was confident that they was going to fall out. Not as bad as they did though, but I was still confident that it was going to fall out and be some sort of issue. And I was right about that. And I was right about the herd getting on fine, even in like a new environment that I hadn't got over on Santa and stuff. I was right about that. And so I'm confident at this point that he's going to be able to go back with these guys. I'm being blind, it's so dark, I'm editing this, but as I'm speaking right now, the guinea pigs are outside in the cage all together for the night, and everything's going fine so far. So yeah, I've just seen that clip I just filmed and I look absolutely bald. I'm not, I have my hair still, I did not get a haircut. I'll keep you guys updated though. I'm going out of storage very soon, so I've got to like wrap this up. Hello cutie pie. Hello everyone, I'm back again, and I just really wanted to quickly film an ending because I didn't do that before. I'm going to make it short because they're on storage, as I've said before. But currently at this point onwards, I've literally edited this video now. This was like the final bit, just got to get it exported and uploaded. But from this point onwards, the guinea pigs are all perfectly fine. Fingers crossed nothing's going to change. I'll let you guys know, so make sure to check the description board just in case anything's happened since this has been uploaded, because it's a long one. It's going to take a while to upload, I think. But yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video that will be something a bit more fun.